Nora waved her hand through the screen, and both pattern and dataset changed. "You have a message," she said without looking up. "Me?" "Yes, you. Who from?" "Do you really think we'd violate your privacy by watching your personal messages?" Kelsey asked. "Yes," Fergus said. "Then it's from your friend, Mari," Nora said. "We like her." Fergus headed over to Ignacio's console, brushed green fur off the chair, and sat. His leg ached dully from the transition into grav, but he was grateful he still had a leg at all. For a while it wasn't clear he would. "Tomboy?" he asked. The steady green iris above the console stared at him. "Good morning, Fergus," the smooth, ungendered, artificial voice of the station intelligence said. "Have the others already informed you that you have a message?" "Yes, thanks," he said. "Could you play it for me?" "I would be happy to," Tomboy said. Mari's face appeared on the screen. She looked different. Not older, he thought, but less unsettled. Not the same surly 19-year-old he'd been dragged through a war with. "Hey, Fergus," she said. "Calling with the news as you asked. We've finally permanently reconnected the Wheel Collective and Black Cans to Cernee's halo, and we're using what salvage we can pull from the destroyed Habs to repair the others. No sudden decompressions anywhere in more than a week, so I think we're making progress." Cernee was a deep space settlement made of strung-together junk that barely held its air under the best of circumstances. The war there had pushed survival to the very brink. "The good news is that the governor thinks we can repair the sunshield that got bombed," Mari continued. "The bad news, of course, is we can't afford to, not for a while. But for now the shell seems stable, so eventually we'll get there. Oh, and the shielders gave me something for you." She turned away from the camera, rummaging through something out of sight. "This is the best part," Kelsey said from over the display. "Shh," Nora said. "I'm concentrating." Mari sat up again and held a large square of velo paper in front of her. On it was a drawing of a figure in a suit, small lightning bolts coming out of his fingers, near one edge of the paper. On the opposite side was a shape clearly meant to be a sun shield, although Fergus conceded it was possibly also a giant space banana. Between them were a large quantity of stars. "They tell me to tell you that they've drawn you staying far away from Cernee, and, of course, as you know, once something has been added to their narrative, it must be so," Mari said. "I think they're still mad at you." Fergus thought that likely and couldn't say one way or the other if he deserved it. "Anyway, the shielder who gave me this, I showed him how if I folded it just right, I could hide all the stars and put you right next to the sun shield," she said, demonstrating. "He actually screamed and ran away." She set down the paper out of sight. "We could use someone with your problem-solving skills, if you ever do come back. Mr. Harcourt and the governor and Ms. Ely seem to be working together for now, but the cracks are showing. The miners and other people who worked under Vinsik but weren't part of the coup attempt have banded together and seem to have nominated Tob, Bale's brother, as spokesperson. He's doing okay with it, though Bale has had to keep him and Harcourt from hitting each other a couple of times. Everyone is still on edge, whether they'll admit it or not. You probably won't believe me, but sometimes it's really nice to be back home in the peace and quiet of the family farm." "What do they grow that far from their star?" Nora asked. "Genmod lichen," Fergus answered. "Now hush." That's really about it," Mari continued. "The usual people say hello. If you're not still at the shipyard, I guess they'll forward this on or save it for when you get back. If you're still there, call back and let me know why the hell you're procrastinating and getting on everyone's nerves instead of doing what you need to do. You know what I'm talking about." The message ended. Fergus stared at the screen until Tomboy spoke up. "Would you like me to play it again?" "No, thank you," Fergus said, and got out of his chair. Both Nora and Kelsey were watching him, leaning back in their seats and looking unsatisfied. He went over to the kitchen alcove, made 3 bulbs of coffee, and set down 2 of them in front of the women before taking an empty seat. "What are you two looking at?" he asked. "Either we've stumbled across a whole new phenomenon in physics, or we've got bad data from a sensor calibration problem on Falconer," Kelsey said. "So, yeah, trying to figure out how the sensor went woof. Here, look, running this in super slow-mo." She waved her hand through the console again, and a curved field appeared above it, a smooth grid of lines widening out. Just before the field